Here's the story of a lovely lady who was bringing up three very lovely girls. All of them had hair of gold, like their mother, the youngest one in curls. It's the story of a man named Brady who was busy with three boys of his own. They were four men living all together, yet they were all alone. Till the one day when the lady met this fellow, and they knew that it was much more than a hunch, that this group must somehow form a family. That's the way we all became the Brady Bunch. The Brady Bunch. The Brady Bunch. That's the way we became the Brady Bunch.
Hi guys, Dixie and I are here to kind of wrap up Who Moved My Cheese with you. So you've been getting video readings from all the other teachers on the List Takers team, and I am here to wrap it up with you. So Dixie just wanted to make a guest appearance. Say hi, Dixie. Say hi. Say hi. She's gonna go back to her chair by the window. Okay, so the last reading that you kind of finished up, there was two pretty heavy questions that was at the end of the reading. So when I looked back through here, one of the questions was, what old cheese do I need to let go of? And what new cheese do I need to move on to? I know for me, I can really relate to that just with everything going on. I know like my old cheese is kind of normality, and I have to let go of being able to kind of go with the flow and not having like a for sure what's tomorrow going to look like. And so that's definitely the cheese that I've been wrestling with, and I know across the board we can probably all relate. So I'm going to share my screen with you so you can read along if you would like as we kind of finish off our book study together. So I'm going to be reading here in the green. So here it goes. Instead of dealing with the move, I just dug in my heels and acted like a big baby, Carrie admitted. I blamed my parents for everything, and I wouldn't even answer the teacher when she called roll. I didn't know about that, Peter said. Me neither, Josh echoed. Strange. Now we can't get you to stop talking in class. Carrie kicked Josh under the table. Anyway, she said, I wish I'd let go of my old neighborhood and moved on sooner. Would have saved me a lot of hassle. Anna remarked, your cheese got moved, and when you finally dealt with it, you made a whole new group of great friends, if I do say so myself. Plus, Peter added, you've told us you're still friends with the kids at your old school, so it all turned out pretty good, right? You're right, Carrie answered, but I'm so embarrassed now that I acted that way. I think I owe my parents a sorry about that. Anna put down her piece of pizza and said, the story made me think of Gavin. The table went quiet. Gavin was Anna's ex-boyfriend. He had dumped her hard after a year of going out. She tried everything to get back with him. It had taken her a long time to get over it. I've never admitted, even to myself, that we had problems from the start, Anna began. That cheese had some pretty serious mold in it, Josh interrupted, causing everyone to laugh. I was so crazy about him, Anna admitted, and about dating a popular guy that I decided not to see anything wrong. Gavin was like Sniff. He could see problems ahead. Then, like Haw, he tried to talk to me, but I just acted like him. I didn't want to listen. Finally, he left me behind in the old cheese station while he went to homecoming with his new cheese. Sometimes, Peter said, change just happens. It's like the cheese has a life of its own on its eventually going to run out. Old cheese isn't your only cheese, Carrie said. I guess you're right, Anna sighed. Old cheese is like old stuff you do all the time and don't even think about, Melanie pointed out. Like old behavior that you need to stop. You guys are always telling me that I take myself too seriously, Peter said, suddenly, and that I should stop worrying about what everyone else thinks. But if that's my old cheese, I've got to tell you, it's really hard to stop thinking that way. Maybe laughing at your fears would help, Carrie suggested. It worked for Haw. I don't feel like laughing, Peter shook his head. I wanted to be taken seriously as a musician. I love playing guitar, but I worry that I'm not good enough. Or that I'll finally get my chance on stage and I'll totally mess up. Anna asked, remember what Melanie said about how Haw painted a picture in his mind where he saw himself enjoying new cheese and how that lightened everything up and got him through the maze? Peter, you could paint a picture of the new cheese too. So I should picture myself getting into a band and playing gigs? Peter asked. That's what you said you'd do if you weren't afraid of change, Chris pointed out. You're right, Peter admitted. I guess my fear of failure has kept me from being successful. That's dumb, like him hanging out in the cheese station. You should just start your own band, Melanie said. That's what Haw meant when he wrote Move with the Cheese and Savor the Adventure. If you're the one making change happen, then you're not so afraid of it. I've got an idea, Carrie said. Can we all think of something better we want and imagine our new cheese and talk about it tomorrow at lunch? Chris said, yeah, and let's see if we can get Carl involved. I know he always acts tough, but he's probably more scared than any of us. Cool, Anna said. I always want to go home and tell my dad and sisters this story. I'd like to know which characters they think they are and what our family's new cheese could be. I hope it's in the fridge or it's gonna be gross, Josh joked. Just then, Melanie looked at her watch. Oh no, she said, it's getting late and I'm supposed to be home. Melanie called her mom as the other kids paid the bill. Then she left a good tip for the patient. For the patient waitress, sorry. Josh stretched his arms over his head. Time to blow this cheese station, he said, yawning. Can you give me a ride through the maze? Anna asked him jokingly. Me too, Carrie said. How about you, Peter? She asked. I'm gonna walk, Peter answered. I've got some stuff to think about. The friends parted, saying goodbye, anxious to talk more about the story tomorrow and tell it to their friends. As Josh walked out the door, he stopped and gave Chris a quick bear hug, picking him up from the floor. When Josh put him back down, Chris said, What's that for? Since Josh rarely showed affection. Thanks for the story, buddy, he said, grinning. Chris smiled back. No problem. He had a feeling things were about to change for his friends, at least some of them. Would Josh be ready to move on and get over the loss of his dad? Would Anna get her college plans in order? Could Peter put aside his self-doubts and perform? How about Melanie and Carrie? Could even Carl change and get into a good trade school? He was really good at mechanical things. Then Chris realized that what Carl did was up to Carl. Who would move the cheese? Chris wondered. Whoever it was, he knew it was ready to savor the adventure right along with them. I hope you guys enjoyed the book, and we would really appreciate hearing what you guys have to say. So if you head over to the Google Doc that we're posting on Google Classroom, we would love to know your thoughts about the book and about the book study and things that we can do differently next year with our next group. Hope you guys enjoyed it.